All right, everybody. Welcome to technically the first episode of Shut Up and DJ.
Shut up and DJ. Yeah.
So today, I don't think I'm going to be shutting up much because I have Aunty Jerry next to me, my arch nemesis.
Yeah, and I can't shut up. Can't shut up.
Are you sure?
I can shut up.
You are an expert in shutting up and
I
ghosting.
Yeah.
That's the thing I hate about you the most.
I can shut up, but I can really talk when it's time to talk. And I think it's time to talk.
About what
everything.
Exactly?
We're going to talk about DJing, you know? You got to set the vibes
What do you even
off.
know about DJing in the first place?
You know, I got a lesson from one of the greatest. His name is Martin Sess. He's a terrible teacher, but he's a good DJ.
I'm not a terrible teacher. I think a lot of people can attest to the fact that I am a good teacher.
Not me, though.
Yeah, because you're not a good student.
I'm not a good student.
You're not a good student. You're like the worst. Actually, no. You're like number 2 worst.
Who's the worst?
I can't say that on camera. The person is a DJ.
Whoa.
I can't say that in real life, but I can tell you that you're like number 2.
I'm a pretty bad student.
Yeah, you do not like taking instruction.
I ask a lot of
too many
questions.
opinions.
I just ask a lot of questions, and I do have a lot of opinions.
Asking questions as a student is not a bad thing.
So what's wrong with having opinions?
Like, when it's time to learn, you're supposed to like soak in. Like, if you're gonna trust somebody to teach you something, you should trust that they're passing you information. So you should spend more time absorbing than trying to impose your own opinions. It's a good thing to have like on a normal day, but
I don't impose my opinions. I just give my opinion on what I'm learning. You know, I'm a commentator. That's my way of life.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm the first guest on Shut Up and DJ, because I'm very good at telling people to shut up and do stuff.
No, you're my guest because you said you were going to bring some controversial opinions.
Whoa, I didn't say that. You said that.
You said we need to talk about the political state of DJing in Toronto. That's why I was like, okay, come sit down, let's record. Just for context, this evening I'm literally just chilling in my house.
I just came here to do some work.
And
now I'm doing work.
Now Auntie is like, she wants to talk about the state of DJ politics. I'm like, that's a perfect topic for my new show, Shut Up and DJ.
Okay.
I plan to only have DJs on this show initially, but when she said...
I'm an aspiring DJ. I'm an aspiring bedroom DJ. I will never play for people because...
How can you be an aspiring bedroom DJ?
Because I want to do it. Bedroom DJ because I won't play at a club or anything. That's just not my vibe. Again, number 1, because it's a lot of pressure. Number 2, because this city of Toronto, it has there's a lot of, you know what, let me not say it. Just like you won't say any names, I won't say anything. Let's start off nice first, and then let's get into it.
No, you don't. You're the guest. You don't need to say anything.
I don't need to be nice, but
that's not your job.
I'm a guest, but I'm also a patron of many parties that have a lot of DJs. So I feel like if I really talk with my chest, people are gonna be looking at me sideways when I come to events, or they're gonna try and change shit up or be different. Can I curse?
Absolutely.
I know you can't curse on TikTok.
You can't?
No, you can't. You gotta bleep it out.
Okay, I'm learning. You know, I'm not like a professional TikToker.
And you can't curse on YouTube either. You gotta bleep it out. Or you won't if you want to get monetized.
I don't know. We're gonna be playing music on this show.
So true. So, how are you gonna get past the...
I'm not really trying to get monetized. I'm just trying to like have my views and opinions.
But you know YouTube is really strict about playing other people's music.
But you can, like, I upload DJ sets to YouTube.
I guess so.
So this might even like get away sometimes. Like if you cut the right clips, you might be able to get away with like having this stuff pop on the internet.
I feel like there's too much censorship on the internet now. You can't even really be yourself because you gotta think about all the ways in which like they're gonna try and take you down. That's one of my main issues.
don't worry about that. What I want to know is the first time you thought about being a DJ, why did you consider that?
I love music, and I love a sonic experience and a journey, and I love like transitions, and I love seeing other people be excited about music. But I also have very eclectic taste, and while I do want to share that with the world, I feel like it's very easy for people, especially in this city, it's very easy for people to kind of shut down things that they're not familiar with. That's why we end up in the cycle of a lot of DJs just playing stuff that they know that people will like. A lot of lazy DJs. There's some DJs who will play what they want, but they are kind of aware that like people may or may not accept it. There's some people who don't give a fuck, and there are some people who literally craft things because they know that if they play this one song, everybody's gonna go up. And me, I'm a cool chick at the club. I don't be singing along to lyrics and shit. I come there to dance. But I feel like nowadays, a lot of people come to parties and come to the clubs to hear songs that they already listened to outside. And then they know all the words and they just start singing along to all the words. We're not here to have a sing-along.
Oh, Auntie, slow down. Okay, the one thing I was gonna mention, based on what you just said, was that as someone that's been DJing for a few years now, I now believe that there is a balance to be struck between both those things. There absolutely is, because I'm a person that literally comes there to like bring my own ideas of what I like to the audience. Sometimes the audience might relate to it, sometimes it's whatever. They have no idea. Sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. But
how do you know when they don't like it?
That they react to it. It's not necessarily a thing of like, most times I've played a set where like it's not the most hype. It's not because people don't like it. It's because there is no collective familiarity.
That's what I'm talking about
with it. But I don't know if that's a problem. That's a flaw. It's more of a feature.
It's a flaw. It's a flaw because the reason I love music so much is because it's kind of instinctual. It comes from inside, you know, like especially when it comes to dancing, you feel the music in you and then you let it move you. But I feel like now people feel it, but they don't really feel it because they're like, I don't know what this is. And so it kind of, there's a barrier that stops the processing and the expression.
But it's a collective thing. No, it's not, they're not making this decision consciously. There's a herd mentality.
That's a flaw. That's not a good thing. It's not I mean, sure, it's good to be part of a herd, but you're here to enjoy yourself and express yourself and kind of let go of all the expectations of real life. That's why my favorite parties are actually raves, like super dark raves where everybody's kind of gone off something, because all that like worrying about everybody else and the herd mentality kind of falls away. People dress how they want, people dance how they want, whether you know how to dance or not. You just move your body because you can't help yourself. But now, some parties I go to, you can tell that some people want to dance, but they don't dance because nobody else is dancing. Why do I have to wait for somebody else to go dance first? Why can't everyone just do what they feel like, you know?
Have you ever considered the effect of, party favors on those behaviors?
Yes. Have I ever considered it?
Yes, how much of a role that plays? Because what we're talking about here is primarily like African audiences.
Yeah.
Right? Because you find that when there's a more mixed audience, like the type that you see at a freak like me, for instance, it's more of they're there for the experience. And we market it as such.
Yeah.
Whereas in other like more mainstream rooms or audiences, they are there for the collective joy. So if there is no collective engagement with the music, then there is no fun.
That's weird.
I don't, as an analyst, I think of it as a feature that needs to be like harnessed.
How can you harness that? By playing stuff that everybody wants to hear. But what about what you want to hear? That's what I'm saying.
It's not about you though. Remember?
I mean, it's about.
We all agree about that.
Them.
It's about
everybody. It's about you and them. Because I would hope that most people who become DJs for the love of the music and for, you know, the passion and wanting to share with other people stuff that they're excited about. But if I'm excited about something and I want to share it and I know it's good and people are not engaging with it because they don't see anybody else engaging with it, that's kind of whack in my opinion. Like, I don't know.
Speaking of music I like to share, this next track that's coming in is one by a friend of mine, somebody that I know from in Nigeria. His name is Black Dave, and this track is called New Sprint. He's been making 3-step tracks. Also shout out to Kevin London, who also worked on these tracks in the 3-step album. 3 steps, I think, tracks. The project is called. So I've been playing their songs a lot in Toronto, and hopefully I'll be in Nigeria soon to work with them a little bit.
Oh, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, because we've been talking about the Toronto music scene and playing for them and kind of catering to those audiences, I want to ask, like, what you notice is the difference between playing in Toronto and playing in Nigeria?
I feel like they love me in Nigeria.
Come on, bro. Because that's what I'm talking about. I'm Nigerian. I cannot, like, I feel like the Nigerian, what I'm complaining about is what Nigeria doesn't have. Nigerians don't give a fuck, bro.
There's a lot to be said. Let me.
They're very judgmental, but they don't give a fuck.
Let me explain why I say they love me in Nigeria. First of all, we're not there often.
Yeah.
So when you do get to play, at least in my experience, when I've played in Lagos, when I've played in Abuja, when I've played in Ibadan, I have gotten a really good reception because now I'm coming with like my own perspective from outside as a Nigerian and playing electronic music, which was at the times when I played, this was really niche. So now I was able to bring a brand new perspective, something fresh, something new to a niche scene.
And you find that they were more accepting?
And I have gotten a great reception in those scenarios. So that's why I'll say I love playing.
Have you seen them not accept people or like reject something that somebody was playing? Or they just kind of vibe out regardless?
Not necessarily reject. Because you're operating in a niche scene, the people that are there are typically very engaged. They're typically very engaged. So that's not... The scenes where I've played is not, that doesn't typically happen. But attempt going to a mainstream space and attempting to play the kind of music we play. That's a different beast entirely. Whereas here, we can at least exist in the fringes of the mainstream. I hope I made sense with what I'm explaining.
How often do you look up when you're DJing to kind of survey the people?
It kind of like learning to like look at the crowd when you read is the same way I've had to like practice that. Had to like, it's a function of getting comfortable with DJing. The more comfortable you are with DJing, the more you can get into that zone where everything is just flowing off your hands and your mind, and you can really engage with the crowd.
Personally, I think engagement with the crowd is kind of like should be one of the main foundations of being a DJ, because that's what you're doing. You're connecting with the crowd through the music, but then you also have to kind of look up and survey the crowd and feel their energy back so that you can channel that back. It's supposed to be an energetic exchange. But what I've noticed with some DJs, especially new DJs, they're kind of in it because they're nervous and they're just focused on what they have to do. And I guess it comes with being comfortable. That's when you can let go. But I think it should be in everybody's mind to look up and engage. Just look in someone's eyes and do a little jig with them. It's so fun.
Ooh, like 3 things came to my mind. First I was gonna say is a few days ago, like my boy Calix posted a video about, like, it was a short video, but he was basically playing a breakdown into a drop, and he titled it "This is what audience engagement looks like a connection." Like, you could just see how that segment of the track and the way he performed it is literally creating that connection between him and the audience. The second person that came to my mind was Seth. Seth, on like a podcast, on the B-side podcast, he talked about how he performs a song. The song is the song. You're not changing much about it, but there is an art to like how it's presented.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're not a DJ, you might not get what he's talking about, but when you now watch him play and the timing, the things that are added or subtracted from the track, that's an art that he's honed over the years of like how to perform a song. He knows the song like in depth and like its ebbs and flows, and he uses those to like an advantage to thrill the audience. The third thing was when you mentioned like look in somebody's eyes. Some of my best sets have been when there was a girl standing right in front of the DJ and staring into my soul.
Yep, I'm that girl. I do that.
And like once you catch on to that, you're like, wow, it feels nice. It's like taking one or two.
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of like a high without taking drugs, like because music can be euphoric. Music is cathartic, and like I feel like that connection really makes a difference to the DJ and to the person who is experiencing the music. DJs, look up. You should have like a Jerry's Pro Tips. DJ, look up. That's one.
Jerry's Pro Tips. I don't know who Jerry is to be giving pro tips.
Jerry is a critic. Yeah.
Yeah, you do have a foul mouth. You do have a foul mouth. Okay.
I don't have a foul mouth. I'm just an honest person.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you speaking your mind.
And I don't try and be foul, but sometimes that's just how it is.
And
sometimes I'm a sweet girl.
Okay, fine. We'll give you that one too. Speaking of, this next track that's coming in is by it's a bunch of DJs put together. DJ Kent, Morda, and the man of the moment, Faxon. Faxon's coming to Toronto on February 14th to play at a freak like me. It's the first time any three-step artist, especially one who's such like a monumental part of like three-step.
I'm excited about that.
Coming to Toronto. So this is Horns in the Sun. I don't know. Does this feel like a good moment where we should just like vibe to this song and just let it play out?
Yeah, this is a very vibey song.
It is.
Damn, this is fire.
Yeah, you were saying.
Sometimes I feel like the same way that a DJ has to perform, people in the audience, they don't have to, but they feel like they have to. Because
Perform for who?
Perform for themselves, perform for other people, perform for the DJ. I will say, like you said, I said, I'm a very honest person. And if I'm not feeling a song, I'm not gonna dance to it. And if I'm tired, I'm not gonna like be going hard. And if the song is chill, I'm gonna do a little two-step. I'm not gonna be wanting to do like a choreography. But I feel like sometimes people come and they're like, I'm at a party, I must dance, and they will try and like,
I wish there was people coming to parties being like, I must dance.
Okay, some people are, and then you see them.
Well,
those are the people who are like, I mean, I love those people, but I don't want to be like, some people are trying too hard, but sometimes the way that they're dancing just is not matching the vibe. It's not like
can feel free to throw shade, but you gotta specify who the shade is meant for so that the right people come for you.
Hey.
Her handle,
That's my opinion!
Aunty Jerry. Aunty
Martin says.
Jerry, like Tom and Jerry.
Hey, come at me, bro. I'm just being honest. That's what I'm here for.
This one is an internet OG, so I think she can handle some line.
I'm not an internet troll. Don't believe him. I'm a good vibe. Catch me at the party. Like see, but like I said, I can't lie. But you gotta catch me when the song is good and when I'm in a good mood. And you never know when those two things are gonna happen at the same time. So don't come to me at any moment and be like, oh my God, it's dance time. That's what I mean. You just gotta go with the flow. I'm not very go with the flow kind of person. Many people are not.
Okay, so my next question for you as it relates to DJs and DJing. How did you get introduced to the DJ world? Because at some point in this town, you were a total newbie. You didn't know anybody. How did you get into the scene?
I mean, from you actually.
I know that, but now it's past me. It has passed.
I mean, but I feel like when I met you, you were less than a year into DJing, right?
It
was during the pandemic, so we were not really.
Can't even tell that story.
We're having a lot of house parties in this house.
Can't even tell that story on this medium right now. But yes, past that period.
I mean, like I said, I just go with the flow, and when you go to parties, you make connections, right? Mm-hmm. You kind of find your people, and just through the scene, through meeting you play Afro electronic music. I like Afro electronic music, but I also like so many different types of electronic music. And when I'm at a party and I'm vibing with somebody, we just connect, and then through there we know what kind of vibe we're on, and then I just meet my people, and then we go to other things, and then I meet more people, and then I go to more things, and then I meet more people, and then now when I go to parties, everybody's like, oh my God, Jerry, and I'm like, whoa, these are my people now, and that's just how it happens. I feel like music is a great way for connections to be made, and that's why I also believe in authenticity, because authenticity helps you find your people. If you're not being true to yourself, at some point you're gonna find yourself being surrounded with people that you don't really connect with. And personally, that's never happened. I'm not gonna say that's never happened to me, but that rarely happens to me because I'm true to myself, and I only attract the right kind of energy. I attract the people who are on the same kind of time that I'm on. And I change a lot, and when I change and I'm not really into hardcore vibes and I'm kind of wanting to chill out, I just naturally gravitate towards that, and people who are also on that vibe naturally gravitate towards me. So I feel at the core of everything is authenticity and just being yourself.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna call you out on this one. When you say change, do you mean you disappear into your shell?
I do. I'm an introvert. I like to party, but I'm very introverted, and my social battery runs low very quickly. And I also don't have a lot of patience for a lot of things, and there are seasons, there are many seasons of life. That's what they say. And so sometimes I'm in my celebratory season, but some other times I'm in a very reflective and isolation type vibe. Isolatory, is that a word?
I said isolationist. Isolationist.
Yo, that's
isolation.
Trademark. Isolationist. Yes, that's me. I'm very much an isolationist. Even in the party scene, I'm kind of infamous for going to parties by myself. I know many.
Infamous.
I said infamous, not famous.
I know the difference between infamous and famous.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Infamous
yeah.
will give you, dash you infamous.
Listen, you can ask anybody. Everybody knows. That's why I feel when I go to parties, I have a lot of people who take care of me, because I go to I'm not into group outings, I go to parties, I make connections with different people, and they'd be like, oh my God, are you here alone? I'll take care of you. And then suddenly I have people in different groups who are watching out for me at a party. So I'm still in my own isolation thing, doing my own thing, but I'm not alone. I have people who are around me. But I'm very like solo dolo. I'm on my own. I'm on my own tip. Honestly, I don't feel like there's anybody who can match my vibe 100%. So I would rather dip in and out where I can, as opposed to just trying to stick it out with one.
Yes,
does that answer your calling me out?
No, I'm not done calling you out. I'm still trying to get to the roots of. I'll give an example. There was a time when this woman and I were supposed to do something called the show, right? She had proposed that she wanted to make a show just like this one.
Show soon come.
Just like this one, and she comes just like we're sitting here. He comes to my house and like, yeah, let's make a show. I want you to produce it. I was like, cool, sounds good. I'm down. And then I'm following up. I'm like, okay, let's get this thing going. Like, we even shoot like a little pilot episode.
My first guest.
Exactly.
She's like, I'm his first guest.
I was the first guest, yeah. So I'm just returning the favor. And then I travel, I'm working on it, I send her the pilot, I'm like, is this good? Is this what you want? And then Aunty Jerry goes for like 6 months.
That's crazy. It was not 6 months. Like 3 months.
It was something like that. And then, like, I'm a person, like, these things bother me. Like, I'm like wondering, like, why is this? Did I do something?
It's because you're a stickler. We're kind of opposites that way.
It's like, what's going on? Like, and at that point, I just decided, like, yo, because a few things like that had happened to me during like that period where like nothing exactly happens and somebody just disappears. It's like, what is it about me that keeps attracting all these like avoidant people?
You're in the artist scene, whether you know it or not.
So
you are a very technical person. You like are a tech dude, so you're very that. But like, you have to understand that you are in a scene with artists, and artists are very flighty people.
Flighty?
Yes, flighty and very like not self-absorbed, but like very like go with the flow. Number one, and number two, like into their own. I feel like I can only speak for myself. Like I said, there are seasons for everything. And also, like, it takes time to develop things the way that you want it to if you have a very specific idea, you know? And I just felt like after our pilot episode, I felt like I needed to go back and develop. Sometimes
okay, so it had to do with the show. The reason why you disappeared.
I mean, I started school. It was a bunch of things that were happening that I had to divert my attention to. Also, the season of life I was in at that moment, like, called for me to put my attention, my focus on other things. Like, when I'm into something, I'm kind of like a hyper fixator. Like, I need to, like, whether you know, like, I don't know if you know or not, but like, I'm really into researching and like world building. And so, like, in order for me to be in a world, I need to be immersed into that world. And at the time, I needed to be in another world. And I didn't feel like that was the right thing for me to do at that time. And it wasn't like I just totally forgot about it. It was being developed. It's been, whether you believe it or not, it's been being developed since then. Like, it never left my mind. It's still something that I want to do, but I want to do a lot of things. So
you know the parts you have not said yet. Do you know these things can be communicated using words?
I'm sure I communicated with you.
I'm
sure.
That's why I said 6 months. I was like, it took you 6 months to just communicate that, hey, you know what? I need to go back to the drawing board and like figure things out.
I'm sure you forced me into doing the pilot because at the time I wasn't ready. Yeah. I wasn't ready. I said there was more things that I wanted to do. Yeah, a pilot, you said this was for us to just see how it could be.
Exactly, and that's what it did.
And we did. I did see how it could be, and I built off of that. Like, I was building on that.
You're not understanding the point here. The point is that all of this is a text message away, right?
This song is, this is one song that will always get me up and going.
Right? You see? Somehow we went from like 3-step, chill vibes, and now we're on like, this track will do that. In case you guys don't know, I'm sure
there are a number of songs, and like this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes I'll be sitting in the corner. I'm also like known for being at a party, but being off to the back, sitting down. But there are some songs when they play, I would just run to the front of the DJ booth and just start going off. This is definitely one of those songs.
Yes, this track did it for a lot of people, you know.
Yeah.
This is the Shimza remix of Nika. Am I even saying it correctly? Nika.
I say Eminike because I'm like, because I'm not you.
Not Eminike. Not Eminike.
This song is just too good. What do you think makes this song so good? Like, what makes people drawn to this song?
It's the vocal. It's the sweetness of like the language. Obviously the beat.
I like that.
The beat carries a lot of it because this is like originally a piano track. So it's the whole package, but it still works. So you know, like the vocal carries a lot of it too. So it still translates. This is more like a more techie version, high tempo for nighttime. Yeah. And one of my controversial opinions is that like piano is I don't know if it's scratch that. I don't think it's controversial.
It is,
because even the South Africans, you haven't even heard the opinion. Is that piano is chill music. It's not like club.
You know, anything you can say about piano, I would say it's controversial. I think it's a very controversial genre. You could ask. I feel like I'm the number one critic of piano.
Who put you in that position?
Me, because I'm very vocal about my criticisms about it.
You have criticism just off the bat. You have criticism. So.
Not even off the bat. Like they've always been there.
Okay, let's hear them.
No.
By the way, her handle is Aunty Jerry.
No one asked me. Honestly, you don't even have to ask me for my opinions. If it comes up naturally, it will come up because it has come up. And many people have gotten mad at me for saying something. That's why I won't say anything now because I don't want to offend. I'm sorry, people of Toronto. I know you love piano. I know you do. So I'm gonna.
Well, let's get into it. What is the controversial opinion that you have about this? Or what's the opinion? Because I haven't even finished mine.
Yeah. Okay, so let me build off where I think you're going. You are saying that many people say that it's chill music.
No, I'm saying...
You're saying it's chill music.
It is.
I mean, to the South Africans, I know some South Africans who are like, this is chill music. Yeah. And it goes back to what I'm saying about people doing too much when they're dancing. Like me and very many South Africans have sat and and watched people dancing to piano. And that's the beauty about music. You can do whatever you want. But people who know the origin of the music are like, there's a certain way that you're supposed to dance to piano apparently. And it's just kind of like, what I imagine is just like having a little drink, doing a little 2-step or 3-step, and just like vibing out. And you can shake that waist a little bit, and you can just do a little something. Like I feel like South Africans are very like demure. They can dance, but they're very like they can get real demure with it. But I feel like just amapiano. I don't know if amapiano can be the general umbrella, but I feel like there are very many like sub-genres of amapiano. Or just am I right? Like is guam like guam?
Stop now! Stop!
Listen.
Okay.
So what's the relationship between amapiano and guam? Because like I want to use that as
they're both Southern African genres. Guam, if we're even saying that correctly, is a much higher tempo, so much faster. It's actually what I can consider club.
Yeah. That's
like
what I'm
underground
trying
club.
to get to.
But they have similarities in like their production. They have some similarities in their production. But the key difference that we can point to is the influences and the speed.
Yeah.
Right? They have slightly different influences.
Yeah.
I think I've done like a little piece before on like what the influences of guam were versus the influences of piano. And again, just to clarify, the way piano went into the global scene was as club music.
Yeah.
Like they played it in clubs a lot, which means when the Nigerians got hold of it, they tried to terraform it into club music that they could dance to instead of taking it for what.
His on handle is Martin Cess.
No, I'm not even like this is not. If you want to come for me for this, please feel free. It's not even anything that serious. It's just facts, right? Now, I believe that's the main reason why Nigerians really took it out of context. Like people would say it's not pure enough. but there's a very like clear reason why this happened. Nigerians love high tempo music. They just can't help themselves. So anything they get their hands on, they attempt to make into club music. By the way, this is a track by Melody, a boy from Ottawa, Zimbabwean cat, big dog. It's called the 3-step refix. But then let me get back to it. Apart from Nigerians, just the genre
you
by
can even
itself.
get into Americans too, because they
Man,
have
let's
their
not
own.
even go.
They're their own.
Let's not even go into America. I don't think the Americans have done enough damage, and like they can be excused. They don't know anything about anything. So let's just excuse them from this conversation. Like,
But they go off for it. They love that. They love it. They love. I feel like Americans love African music in general. But again, there's a lot of misunderstanding because you don't really understand many of the roots or purpose, I guess. But again, that's the beauty of music. You can translate it into however you want. And I feel like that's the way music evolves, is that it gets into different people's hands and then you do your own, put your little spin on it, and then it becomes something else. So I feel like it shouldn't be under such tight shackles, but you can point it out when you see stuff. So I feel like everyone should just chill a little bit.
chill on allowing people bastardize music.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. You should let people bastardize music. Hip hop. Let's use hip hop as an example. Hip hop is literally bastardized soul and disco music. It's chopped and screwed, but like that's how you make new stuff. Like, and I feel like I believe in the advancements of music, and I believe in music as cultural exchange. So you gotta let people do what they want. To be quite honest, if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't gotta listen. There's so much music for people to listen to and to dance to. And that's why I'll go to a piano party. If I don't like the music, I'll go sit down. When it's time for me, if Aminike comes on me, I'll run to the front and
again. AUNTY.
Hey, I love Aminike.
RRY. Aunty Jerry. Please. And I had no part. I was just trying to really explain something as factually as I could to my lovely listeners, and this one decided to go off on a tangent. Anyway, so I think this whole thing came from me trying to just describe why Amapiano is chill music as opposed to like club music. Because they brought, if you watch South Africans like engage with Amapiano, it's not on a club tip, it's on a shisha lounge tip.
Yeah.
Lounging, just straight liming, just like the homies, some drinks, especially the Hennessy. Hennessy don't suffer at all. South Africans, bottle of Henny, at the table with the girls, just the way we are now.
Yeah.
You can get jiggy on some piano on this tip.
Yeah.
But now,
so why did they be playing it at the clubs when it's...
See, that was not where I was going with this. But now, when it comes to like this mainstream audience and they're trying to like get jiggy, the club is the medium where they now have to engage with it. So they're always trying to raise the tempo because I think
it's the club.
Like naturally there is like much more energy required.
Yeah.
So it's either you bastardize the music or you fill the room up with actual Southern Africans.
Yeah.
If not, it's hard to now get things popping.
Yeah. I will say the first time I experienced like an Amapiano party with real South Africans, I was like, whoa, this is different.
When was that? Where was that?
I don't remember when, but I do remember it was an after party. It was after we'd gone and done something. Then we went to some super sweaty, low ceiling.
Low ceiling? Are you sure it wasn't the blank space?
I don't know.
It's like a studio.
No, it wasn't a studio. It was real
basement?
grimy. It wasn't a basement. It was on like a second floor tip.
Yeah. Like there's a studio part with the green wall, and then there's the room where the people party.
I don't remember remember. But it's definitely not a space.
If it was an Amapiano after party, it was definitely the boys from Hans, Lulo, Mokes, and Drake aside.
I mean, again, like I said, it was an afters thing, and I was definitely on an afters tip, so I don't remember a lot, but I do remember the energy, and I do remember like seeing it from a different point of view, which is like the point of view of the people who have the information, and then it really allowed me to see Wagwan, and it really allowed me to appreciate it on a different level, because before I'd only really heard it in like parties and like with people who like a mixed crowd, you know, where people were just kind of doing whatever they want, and I was like, okay, this is fire.
Yeah, I like this song. This song is called Grease.
This is my shit. I like to nod my head very vigorously. I like to put on my shades and just really get into it. This feels like a song for that.
Yeah, this is really like, this is proper like underground. Like,
yeah, that's my shit. I'm a very underground grimy girl.
Once the party gets started, this is like one of the tracks that I'll drop. And most of this time, I'm mostly been playing at like 118, just like maintaining like a very specific like speed and like energy.
It's coming up though.
Yeah. So from this point onwards, I can play some house. You just need to push this like a couple of like tempo points up to like 120, 122, and like we go.
Okay, so drop a tip for upcoming DJs.
The first thing I would always say is perfect beat matching. God, once you know how to count your beats, you are on the way to superstardom. I'm just kidding. There's so many.
Okay, wait. Follow up. What is the crime by using the sync button?
Are we going this base level of this show? Is that where we're going?
We're telling people to shut up and DJ. And this is, I know this because I know a lot of DJs, and I know this is a controversial thing.
I don't know if I want to sound too nerdy, but
this is, I think this is what we're here for.
The thing about the sync button is people get old and they start to forget that technology changes, and they start to get stuck in their ways. They become old dogs that complain about everything that comes out. So in reality, like in my world, there's no real problem with the sync button. It's just another piece of technology that exists, just like it's a software solution.
Would you say it's a crutch?
It is a third wheel. Is a third wheel, and what is the deal? Why use a controller? Yeah, why not take two Discmans and scratch?
That'd be fire.
Or why not get like a few vinyl records, or carry a crate of vinyl records and play it in the club? Or why not bring a whole band and play the music live?
What are you getting?
I'm getting at the point that every single piece of equipment, this is a piece of equipment that makes my flow easier. I can do what I'm doing on here over here, but it's just something I like, so that I can easily pull up my loops and release when I want. It just makes my flow easier. I can add effects just off the fly. I can put a reverb on it. I can do a bunch of things.
So how do you decide when to do those things? You just let the spirit move you?
I mean, it's this setup specifically, how I started crafting it as part of a freak like me, because there's 3 of us playing. I'm not necessarily doing the same thing as everyone else. So I came up with my own setup that I can sort of build up from standalone into playing in a group. So kind of like developing that band ethic. It's like we're all contributing to
one band, one sound.
Exactly. Towards one sound.
You know where that's from? No, it's from Drumline.
Oh.
I think Drumline is essential viewing. I really, really do. For anybody who loves music. Have you seen Drumline?
Yeah, of course I've seen Drumline. At least 2 or 3 times.
I love that movie. I think it's really highlights the tenacity of the love of music and working together as a group. And I think music is teamwork. So speaking about teamwork, do you like doing B2B with the rest of the Freak Like Me crew?
You mean B3B?
B3B. Have you done B3B before?
I mean, there's always three of us.
But, at the same time?
Yeah, where have you been?
You know what? That's so true.
Yes.
You know what? I think you guys have really mastered the one band, one sound thing, because although the three of you are like different on your own, when you do come together, it does like flow very naturally, and that's one thing I do love about y'all.
It takes years. It took years of experience. Like most people like find it hard to play with one other person.
Yeah.
But like these days, I'm mostly playing with one other person because time, the amount of time you have to really express yourself at shows is really like shrunk. I mean, with time, like you might get opportunities where you play by yourself, but most shows these days, like there's so little time for you to actually express yourself during a set. So you kind of have to share. I've come up with the ethos to like share the times that is available between myself and other DJs, and that really like optimizes. It really optimizes like how much of each DJ the audience can get to hear, because now each person doesn't need to only play for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You can condense or you can shrink two DJs into 1 hour by them playing together. So I've really adopted that approach, and it's made a key difference. But a lot of people struggle with that.
I would.
Yeah, you need to first learn how to play on your own.
Yeah. And I'm a control freak. I like to control things. And when there's somebody there, you kind of have to relinquish control a little bit. Or share control.
You see, it's when you think about it like that you talk about control. Why don't you look at it as
because I'm a control
work?
freak.
You are both exerting a certain percentage of control. So you still have control. You just have to work collectively to exert. You have to think about the end goal. It's not about you.
I mean, see, but
DJing.
A journey has very many paths, and sometimes the end of where your end goal is might be different from the person that you're playing with, their end goal. So how do you make your paths converge in a way? Because let's say you want to go here, but they're trying to go there. How does that? Because that's when I'm looking, I'm like, how do they know where they're going? How are they on the same journey?
By following the music.
I guess. So has there ever been a time where somebody has gone zig and you're like, nah, we gotta go back zag?
Yeah, there's been times, but you talk about it. Communication is key.
There's not really time and space to communicate.
Well, it's like saying there's no time to think about.
Time.
It's like saying there's no time to think about the songs you're gonna play while you're DJing.
I mean, I guess.
If you're good at what you do, you would have the presence of mind to communicate your thoughts and feelings about the music at that point in time. You know what song just came to my mind? I've done like playing at several gigs. I've come across this particular transition. I love it so much. I'm sure you recognize this particular one.
You know I love a transition.
Let me know when you identify. It's gonna take a little bit, but in the meantime, I'm gonna continue like my thought. Let me know when you hear it. So speaking of flow in DJ sets, if you're good enough at what you're doing and you hear a song, even when you're playing by yourself, it's like you get a vibe from a specific song, and now you're trying to think about how can I follow this up? Where next can we take this journey? So same thing when you're playing with someone. They play a song or you play a song, and now you're thinking, by looking at the audience, is it time for us to like keep going in this direction, or is it time to change it?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing,
Yeah.
but you now have another mind that might agree with you or like have a different opinion of where this needs to go. And then if you have good chemistry, you talk less. Yeah? What are your thoughts? You look like this one, Thames.
You want my thoughts on Thames?
Yeah. Like, why do you look suspicious? Like Thames is not, is not living rent free in your head.
She's not. Sorry, Thames. She's not.
Are you not a girl's girl?
I don't think so, actually.
Oh yeah, I just remember you're a hater. Yes. So what is it with him? What's your?
I'm pretty much like a boy in a girl's body. Yeah. It's not. I think I like Thames by like I like to listen to Thames by myself because I feel like the kind of music that she makes is very like that's kind of I want to hear what she's saying and I want to feel what she because I feel like her music is very emotional and I don't know. I mean, it's fun to say the words, but like I don't really want to dance to Thames. I'm sorry. Thames is for me. Sorry.
This is where I should have just ended this podcast and
hey, but like I said, I can get down with anything.
So
if somebody's playing stuff, I'm gonna listen to it, but like as a party goer, what she wants is not necessarily what you're gonna get. So like I'm going to just like be okay with a lot of things, but like if I was a DJ, I wouldn't play Thames.
In case you're wondering, her IG handle is Aunty Jerry, and she's a hater. Like I know some of. Yeah, you guys should just like hit her up about that. I have no.
You the one who brought it up.
This song right here. This is one of my this is my all-time favorite Thames track. By the way, like I just love. The song hits.
It
the
does.
Song. It like probably the first time I heard it, it touched my soul.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like for me, like it's just emotional on a different level for me. I don't know.
But why don't you like Thames then?
I didn't say I don't like Thames. I love Thames, but
You sounded like a hater.
I said if I was a DJ, I wouldn't play Thames.
If you were a DJ, you wouldn't play Thames.
No.
Not even this song.
No. I might play Crazy Things because I love that song.
Okay.
But like I said, it's just emotional on a way. Like what I want to hear at a party is just something else, That doesn't mean I hate Thames. I love me some Thames, bro. I think Thames is the princess of Nigeria right now.
Yeah, and there's Arya Star.
Arya Star is like
Arya Star is like what?
Yeah, I'll say Arya Star is the princess. Thames is the queen.
But then again, I did mention the fact that I remember that you're not a girl's girl.
What does that mean?
What do you have to say for yourself about that? You said you're a boy.
I won't argue with anybody who says I'm not a girl's girl because I can see how somebody would say that. But I love girls.
But you literally just agreed with that.
Yeah, I said I would not disagree.
Rewind the tape.
I said I would not disagree because I can see how somebody could say that because I'm not a girl's girl in the traditional sense. A lot of things that are considered girl's girl behavior I think is very... yeah.
I've got to say, like, I think you're just a hater.
I am. I'm a proud hater. I think it's fun to hate.
You're one of, and you're not the biggest. Like when
it's me and Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, let's say Kendrick Lamar is up here as a hater. By the way, I'm just gonna provide some context. We're in Toronto,
yeah.
So we are like under law to say that.
Excuse me?
Just say.
Nobody can ever control me. Go Kendrick. Kendrick up. Listen.
Again, we are currently in Toronto, Ontario, and this channel does not support it does not hold itself accountable for whatever its guests say on this platform. Yes,
Drake, come find me. Drake, come find me. Drake, I'm looking for you. Come find me. I was just thinking about that today, you know? I would love to get Drake in the hot seat and really just grill him, bro.
Yeah, you should take over. What was that girl that we no longer hear about? The one that used to just ask questions.
Ziwe?
Ziwe? That's her name?
Is it Ziwe?
No, the white one.
You comparing me to a white girl?
I'm not comparing you to a white girl. I'm saying like she disappeared.
I don't know who you're talking about actually.
That one, like they said she was an industry plant. She sat down with Drake.
Oh, yeah. Shit, what's it, Bobby?
Yeah.
Her name, Bobby?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Where is, like, does she still...
Yo, they got her out of here. They got her out of here. But see, they got her out of here because she was not authentic. I don't have that problem. I'm too authentic.
Would you say, like, she was just, like, bland? Like...
She was mad boring. And I think she was just...
Isn't that why she was popular?
Yeah,
it's
her
like...
flatness makes people nervous. But I make people nervous in a different way because I just keep it real. Don't compare me to that girl.
I wasn't comparing you to the girl. I was just pointing... You said you wanted to sit down with Drake and ask him questions.
I would love to ask him questions. And I feel like I ask very good questions. And I know what the people wanted. I know what the people want to know. I would ask him the right questions.
Okay, so let's put that to the test.
No, absolutely not.
What do you think the people want to know about me?
About you?
Yes, I'm trying to be a little bit self-absorbed. What do you think the people want to know about me?
I don't know. What do you think the people want to know about you? I feel like you're mysterious, but at the same time, I don't know. I know you, so I feel like you're an open book. I feel like I tend to have more questions about people where I just don't know what their fucking thought process is. I know what your thought process is because I asked you a lot of questions.
I mean, maybe you know a lot about my thought process because now you can see my...
I can see the thoughts.
You can see my thoughts. If you're wondering, it was just a new year. Like, it was new year, new me type thing. I was sitting in the barber's chair. And I was like, okay, what am I getting? And I was just like... cut it.
Man, that's crazy. I've only known you to have hair. In fact, I've only known me to do your hair. It's crazy. Now it's gone.
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll come back though. And
I like the slip though.
While I was in the chair, in my head, I thought most people are never gonna see it because I'm just gonna keep wearing a hat. But I was just like that day when I was going to play at Rebel that night. I was like, man.
Yeah. I think it matches your vibe.
Let's go. I'm giving...
Still wear the hats though, but sometimes. But I think you should rock this sometimes. It matches the vibe.
If you agree...
You're trying to get on my tip. I was bald.
Were you this bald?
Yeah. I was hella bald.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that short period.
I'm never going back to that bald. Now I got locks.
You were giving African Queen.
Bro. It's enough of that.
You have locks now? Where?
Yeah. Where? They're braided up, but still.
Yeah. Interesting.
They're very tiny, but I'm locked up.
This is one of my favorite songs. It's called
Just chill.
Jorolen. Shout out.
See, I feel like my toxic trait is that I want to hear this kind of music outside. I feel like the vibe is like outside, wind blowing in my hair, drink in my hand, just super turned. Maybe on a beach. Maybe I'm too tainted by our beach parties that we used to have during the...
Oh, don't take me back. Don't take me back. Don't take me
That's just for me, that's that's how I like to party. Maybe it's because I'm Nigerian and I'm used to partying outside and just allowing that to be part of the vibe. But that's definitely part of the vibe for me.
Hey, D-Lo. So we are at the hour mark.
Yes.
And I would like to just end the conversation here. This has been Aunty Jerry and Martin Seth.
If you come for me, I will come for you.
Please come for her.
If you come for me, I will come for you.
And next time, I don't even know who my next guest is, but it's gonna be the same vibe again. We're just gonna sit down here and just discuss the state of things.
The state of things.
State of DJ politics. It's been my pleasure. I hope you sort of enjoy the music that was happening over Aunty Jerry talking?
Over my yapping. He made the mistake of bringing a yapper on the show as his first guest. So I yapped. I said a lot of things that people may feel a way about. Like I said, if you have anything to say to me, go to Martin Sess and let him know.